Hey guys, and welcome back to the final week of Mega Man Battle Network 6. After all this time, after 36 parts of hype and anticipation, we're finally inside the Expo, and even their mascots don't live up to the hype. It's really disappointing, to be honest.
I'd love to see the design crew for that. You get a bunch of Teamsters, alright, I want you to set up these copy bots and make them look good. And then he leaves. All the Teamsters look at each other. Let's give that one a hat. Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's knock off for lunch then.
What was your fucking design document, Professor Layton?
You really don't want to see the design document for the Expo. It's not going to be very inspiring.
We're just gonna bop about inside the copy box, collect a few things, and then it's our job to go around said Expo and collect stamps to prove our worth, I think?
Well, it's sort of proving your worth to get into the end game, because this is totally not a trap, guys. By the way, I just want to reiterate that nothing scandalous or underhanded is going to happen here at the Expo.
What are you talking about?
That like reminds me when I went to, there was like this, shit, I can't remember the name of it, and it's better if I don't say the name of it on, the internet anyway. But there was like this creative expo thing I went to like 2 years ago, I think, in like downtown where I live. And it was like, I think the best part of it was like, it was like a bunch of like booths set up to like display like various creative projects, things like that. I personally was not a big fan of it, but I didn't have a problem with the expo itself. I was just kind of bored. But my favorite one was when it was these group of people that were setting up a literary magazine, and they had a computer set up where they were actually letting you type a story, and everybody who went to that booth could enter one line in the story as a way. That was fun, because I'm reading through some of it, and I think when I got there, it got to a point where it's like, they were talking about, like, I think it was like, you were a sheep in this story, and there were like other sheep, and then I think the line I added was, "The sheep did not like me, and thus vowed to destroy me."
The vengeful sheep.
That story is still available online. I know I'm being very vague about the details, but it's like, I went through it a while back, and it's just the crazy, most bonkers shit you could think of. It was really funny.
I think Atlas actually plagiarized that work and created the story of Catherine.
Something like that, yeah. Well, when you mentioned Atlas, I briefly thought Atlas Shrugged for a minute there, and I'm not really sure how to feel about that.
Well, you've been buying books, like, up until we were recording, so I know where your priorities lie.
Yes. Like, right before we went on, I was sitting there on my Amazon wishlist, agonizing over what to spend my fun money on this week for books, and I'm sitting there going, God, I am not as good of a writer as I think. I need to learn how to write good if I want to get the job I want.
Gee, it would be nice to have disposable income. That would be great.
Man, I didn't really have disposable income. I gave myself like 20 bucks a week to just fuck around with. And the rest of it goes to like bills and other shit. I need to buy like food, this whole survival thing. Life is technically the ultimate survival Steam game when you think about it.
Don't equate life to a fucking video game. That's not cool.
That's true. The graphics are way worse. I think you were about to ask me something before I went on that continuing little tangent.
Nah, I've forgotten it by now. I don't even give a shit. The weight of plunging our planet into, like, an irreversible, pit of darkness is weighing heavy on my heart right now. This whole place is just propaganda land.
I would suppose, yeah. I mean, they're really kind of extolling all of the places we visited thus far. And personally, since I know this isn't a trap, I'm sure this will come back into play somehow.
You're just going with that angle for the whole of the part, aren't you?
Well, pretty much. I mean, don't you agree about how it's not a trap? Because it's totally not.
Yeah, you're going the right way for a smack bomb, I swear to God.
So they took Mr. Weather and they got rid of his arms, and they just sat him here, and they're like, I want you to wave to everybody, except you can't, psych.
Well, no, this isn't an exact copy of Mr. Weather, it's just a duplicate, I guess.
Well, it's Mr. Weather Jr. It's the lighter, less expensive model for people who don't nearly have enough money because they spend it all on buying books like I do.
It's just like Scooty Puff Jr. then.
I'm trying to think if there was any kind of event where I had to go around and gather stamps, and I can't think of any, but instead I'm flashing back to the Renaissance Fair I went in middle school, and that just makes me want to go to another Renaissance Fair.
Man, you really are a nerd of all types and colours, aren't you?
Well, goodness, what did you expect? You've been with me for how long? You know I buy books with my fun money, and I talk about Renaissance fairs, fucking video games, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, for God's sake.
I suppose you could mix all those up into one crazy type of convention.
That's true. The ultimate JoJo video game novel book collection, I don't know.
Set during the medieval period. Okay. Now that we've got all the stamps, I believe we can get into the central pavilion now.
Okay, because as you know, it is locked by a card key that you can only access when you have all the stamps.
Uh-huh.
I got my eye on you, Iris. I'm doing that thing you do where you point at your own eyes, then you point at the other person, and then you point at your own eyes again. Fortunately, I can do it safely because I have glasses so I can shield myself in case I accidentally poke.
Yeah, I would, by the way. I would poke myself in the eyes.
This is like the most animation I've ever seen in a Battle Network game. It's nuts.
Oh, music's coming out. This is getting dark. Oh, there they are.
What? But it wasn't a trap.
Da-ba-ba.
So they've just been chilling out there this whole time? Like, did they have a ladder together? I hope they brought snacks. You know, just waiting for everybody to get into the center.
Man, it's a good job these kids never looked up. Oh, the copybots aren't so easily tricked, though.
Run away! Oh no, no animation for these guys, I'm sorry.
Oh, Jesus, what the hell did we walk into here?
It's like a whole army of copybots, but I'm sure it won't be important. No, definitely not.
What, do they not have copybots in the other games? Is this new to Battle Network 6?
Well, this is new to this particular region. Like, Cyber City, I believe, is like the only real main area in the Battle Network universe at this time, which had been developing the use of the whole copybots. And I do like how it's kind of a playback to the robotics we could have had if Fate did not decide to take technology development in a different direction, actually.
Let me clarify when I say, is it in another game? I know that the mechanic was first used in Battle Network 6. I was just like, are there any, like, small hints or tidbits in other games?
No, this is just straight up brand new, my friend.
Okay. Hang on, this area looks kind of familiar.
Yeah, but it's definitely not important.
Did you take salty lessons in school?
Why am I salty? I'm just saying,
Subtlety,
you know?
not salty.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mistook it for salty, because that's what I usually
What a Freudian slip.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. We know who laughs like that.
It's kind of hard to tell via text, admittedly.
Well, you need to up your literary game, then. It is, of course, Dr. Wily, otherwise known as Lord Wily.
Or Mr. Wily in the anime dub. I'm not sure if that was exclusive to that, actually.
Please, Mr. Wily was my father.
Call me Dr. Wily. Man, who knew? It turns out that Dr. Wily used Hotmail, of all things.
Seriously, you gotta get onto that Gmail, mate.
That's true. Gmail is the way of the future. I mean, literally, because Google is probably gonna buy everyone.
Oh, my goal is going to be so sweet. It is world domination, isn't it? No! It's much cooler than that.
I was gonna start with a region. Region domination. You know, it's nice and small, I can get some practice, and then maybe I can move up.
Oh, are we gonna get a face heel turn here?
Oh, we roomed back in college. It's a little awkward.
Don't you do this, Iris. I believed in you.
Turns out she's got a machine gun hidden somewhere.
It's like, you gotta say more than ... I'm invested in the story right now. Slow pan means what?
I thought people were going to enter, actually, but it turns out they forgot, maybe. I don't know. Oh, we might have a slight problem here. But it wasn't supposed to... Okay, well, you know where I was going with this.
Quick, toss Tab to the wolves and run!
Tab, your sacrifice will be remembered.
For a brief moment and then forgotten.
Strangely, these guys have more animation than the other Team Rocket villains. It's weird.
Sir, do you need me? Because I have places to be. Just watch them die. It'll be fun.
You forgot to build me with guns, sir. I have money. I'll buy you off.
Ah!
Alt tab, please.
Guys, just... Wait, where did everyone else go?
I just presume they all got carried off by the heel navies here.
Okay.
Fortunately, he's been studying under Genki from Monster Rancher, and he knows how to fight dudes.
Thankfully, we have backup of the best kind. Does he always come in fashionably late?
Most of the time, admittedly, yes.
Ah, Chode. Nice to see you again.
Oh, you're gonna go with that, huh? I'm kind of surprised that's not the first name I grabbed when I was talking about Chod.
Yes. We're kind of dying on the ground here, sir. There's more of you. Get over it.
Well, my plan involves firearms. I don't know about you.
Alright, back into the pet with me. Oh, you mean he wasn't real?
Goodness. I'm just so surprised by all of the twists that are happening in this episode that I didn't see at all.
Seriously, sir, do you need me? I've got places to be.
What was that guy's name, even? I don't even think we named him.
No, just Aqua, maybe Turquoise Navy.
But look at all the copybots above the door playing. Who knew that this was actually going to be an ironic pavilion? See, they're off to go get school supplies because, well, actually, tax-free season is over now.
Instead of, showing us this, we're instead going to tell you.
I'm watching this bird, see if he's trying anything funny.
I've got this dog on lockdown, he ain't going nowhere.
You're just staking out the chip shot to get bargains, aren't you? Yeah, pretty much.
This lawn is perfectly taken care of.
That's true. I mean, I've seen a lot of lawns in my short period of existence, but this tops the cake.
Oh, they're in the school, of course. When in doubt, retreat to the place of learning.
Just flash it on the screen like a remain indoors, that kind of thing.
Ah, yes. The event. We're experiencing the event right now.
Oh, it turns out they have a boombox, and they're just playing that theme as they come. That's how you can run away from them.
We need backup for our backup here.
Man, if only Capcom gave us animations for punching, we might be able to defend ourselves.
Now we will tag team you, it will be sweet.
But those are the wrong kind of reinforcements, motherfucker!
Dynamic entry!
It is implied I am punching you. Mr. Mach, our Lord and Savior!
Hope you like this theme, because you're going to be hearing it a lot over the next 5 parts.
Well, it's a good theme, I like it.
I know, but too much of a good thing and all that. Oh, it was only a brief snippet.
Well, it's better that they didn't play it throughout the whole thing, I guess, kind of wean us off. Dr. Wily is insane. That was the end of my sentence.
Dr. Wily's what? What is he?
Good thing they were all talking extremely loudly. A good thing I heard them underneath my jukebox that's playing this music. Yeah, sure, kid. Alright, you get on that. Just pass the 5th grade, Lan. That's my plea, because I've been looking at your grades and oh my god.
Ooh, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of B's when there could be A's. Also, you may want to stop Barrel from doing something drastic.
That's true. There will be no school if he succeeds, and I know that's terrible for you, Land. Get him! He looks flamboyant!
Oh, this is the part where Mr. Mac gets viciously mauled to death by punk navvies.
I don't recall reading that spoiler.
Well, it was taken out in the game. They deemed it too real.
That's true. He's Joe Piscopo, after all, and he knows a lot of kung fu.
I didn't realize Chord had psychoanalytic abilities.
Well, he is the typical cool rival, although I like him a lot better than Solo from Star Force. Oh my.
Is this another picture I have to flash up?
You might.
Okay, well, let's just wait for the fade out and the fade in. There he is! Drink it in.
That would be nice if I could see him.
Well, you'll just have to imagine it.
So you notice there's not a lot of virus busting in this part. I apologize, but we'll get back to that shortly.
Yeah, it's the kind of story where something dramatic happens, but there's kind of a lot of, like, nothing, a lot of fluff around it.
Actually, I mean, it's not bad. Like, I'm enjoying the climax of this game, as I have before, but still.
The principal's office, the mayor's place.
Alright, Chad, I'll need you to use your super jump for this. You still have that power up, right?
I think you're thinking of Proto Man, Lan. I'm Flash of Blood, mate.
Man, they even got the teacher's lounge. That's like the coolest room in the school.
Might want to start running if you value your limbs being in their correct sockets.
I'll just distract him with my flare.
Don't worry, he can do a simultaneous freeway jacking.
Okay, that would be interesting, yeah. He's got like one of those USB cords that kind of fork out. You know, I see those all the time at work.
If you talk to those punk nabbies, by the way, you can get into a virus battle. I didn't bother, because I already had my destination set in my mind's eye.
Well, you do have a playthrough to finish, so I would make sense you're kind of focusing.
Hey, you remember that yellow book?
Yeah, and I told you earlier that it was probably definitely not related to any sort of secret passage or anything like that.
I wish you wouldn't use probably and definitely in the same sentence so much. They mean completely different things.
Put the book back.
When the tiger just comes to life and rushes him.
Oh, well, of course he has an evil passage, they always do.
Do all corrupt officials have secret exits and whatnot?
Well, of course. I don't even think you're allowed to be a corrupt official unless you have a secret getaway.
Yeah, I imagine it would be kind of boring if you didn't have some kind of spice in your life.
Next time, Land Hakari, he'll be back each and every week.
We can't stop him. I think we're gonna have a jerk rival team up here and it's gonna be sweet.
Should be neat.
But I guess we'll have to see what happens next time in Battle Network 6.